2 years after Israel's genocidal attack on Palestine, social movements in Venezuela announced a series of activities in solidarity with the martyrs who fell in Gaza, in the Gaza Strip and the West Bank. Leonardo Urrieta has more details in the following report.
Con la consigna Venezuela y Palestina,
With the slogan Venezuela and Palestine, our struggle is the same, citizens express their support for Gaza in the face of the extermination of the Palestinian people.
Pero que todos y todas somos testigos a
We are
través
all witnesses through the social networks, through the media, of a crime being committed by the terrorist regime of Israel.
está cometiendo el régimen terrorista de Israel en contra del pueblo de Palestina con la
Against the people of Palestine, with the intention of exterminating the original people of Palestine with 11,000 years of history.
Palestina con 11,000 años de historia.
Desde el pasado 7 de octubre del 2000.
From October 7, 2023 to the present, the Israeli army has killed more than 67,000 Palestinians, most of them elderly, women and children, causing worldwide outrage.
Pero tenemos que hacer más.
But we have to do more. In Venezuela, we have to make the most creative acts, the most beautiful events. We have to have the most massive demonstrations because we know the pain of the Palestinian people. And we know that the defense of the Palestinian people is the defense of Venezuela. It is the defense of the oppressed peoples of the world. It is the defense of Africa.
Los refugiados palestinos afirmaron que
Palestinian refugees asserted that they have the right to be free in their land.
Somos pueblos que anhelamos libertad.
We are a people who long for freedom and are willing to die for it. We want to live our freedom with willpower and right in our land, and freed from occupation and colonialism, both ancient and modern.
Antiguo y moderno.
Desde la sede principal de teleSUR en Caracas, los
From the headquarters of teleSUR in Caracas, the communicators raised their voice in protest against the more than 300 journalists murdered in Gaza.
Este crimen no solo afecta a Palestina.
This crime does not only affect Palestine, the whole of humanity is being attacked in its right to receive and provide information. The journalists of the world are being humiliated, mocked, dismissed by a criminal policy of a regime that has shown ample evidence of being the enemy of peace.
Queremos decirles donde estén, donde se encuentren.
We want to tell you, wherever you are, to those journalists who have died doing their duty, who have fought for the right to information, that we, the journalists of teleSUR, the journalists of the Global South, the journalists gathered here, and the media that are distributing this information, we are your time, you are in us, your voice is in us, and we commit ourselves every day to tell what is happening. We commit ourselves not to faint. We commit ourselves to be strong in the face of the terrible images we see every morning, every day.
Terribles que vemos cada mañana, cada jornada.
El mundo continúa pendiente del
Meanwhile, the world continues to follow the updates on the International Global Summit Flotilla, which was carrying humanitarian aid to Gaza.
En la cámara de José Luis Briceño, Leonardo Urrieta, teleSUR, Caracas, Venezuela.
In Bolivia, for the third consecutive month, a low inflation rate has been recorded, only 0.2% in September, but with a cumulative inflation above 18%, which shows that the price increase was deliberately provoked before the national elections. Our correspondent, Freddy Morales, gives us the details.
La inflación de septiembre fue de
Inflation in September was only 0.2%.
Por tercer mes consecutivo,
Inflation has fallen for the third consecutive month, reaching just 0.2% in September.
Solo 0,2%.
This is important information because it implies that the high inflation we had in May and June was a supply problem
Lo que teníamos de inflación elevada
associated with the blockades and the problems we have had with the exchange rate.
era un problema de oferta.
Pese a la drástica caída, la inflación.
Despite the sharp decline, cumulative inflation is almost triple the government's forecast in its economic program, which was 7.5% for the fiscal year.
Al mes de septiembre hemos registrado.
As of September, we have recorded 0.2%, bringing the cumulative inflation to 18.33%.
8.33%.
This 0.2% has a very strong impact on the overall performance of 2025
en lo que es todo el comportamiento del 2025
as it is the lowest monthly inflation of the entire administration.
de toda la gestión.
El gobierno denunció que la crisis
The
económica
government denounced that the economic crisis, manifested in a shortage of dollars, a shortage of fuel, and high inflation, was deliberately caused by the opposition, which, from the legislature, boycotted economic management for electoral purposes. President Luis Arce warned that the right wing in government will bring more difficult days.
The right wing refers to these projects as theft, waste. This spending, this stealing is what the people need because those roads, those houses, those bridges, those educational facilities, those hospitals are what the Bolivian people need.
y recordó que los dos candidatos
And he reminded that the two candidates who will go to the runoff on the 19th of this month are conservatives.
These have been governments that have never thought about the Bolivian people, that refer to doing work for the people as spending, as stealing. Stealing, spending is what they have done in neoliberal governments.
No, robadera, gastadera es lo que ellos han hecho en los gobiernos neoliberales, entregando nuestros recursos.
Handing over our natural resources to foreign capital. Forgetting that what is needed is work for the Bolivian people, that these riches remain for us, the Bolivian people, not for the United States, not for foreigners, not for transnational corporations.
No para los extranjeros, no para las transnacionales.
El gobierno había previsto una inflación de
The government had forecast inflation of 7.5% for this year, but this figure spiraled out of control during the election period, and now exceeds 18%. The economic crisis that began with a shortage of dollars and fuel was exacerbated by road blockades and the freezing of foreign credit by the opposition-controlled Legislative Assembly.
Freddy Morales, TeleSUR, Bolivia.
Ecuador marked its 11th day of national strike on Thursday. Several marches took place in the capital in support of the decision by the Confederation of Indigenous Nationalities of Ecuador to continue with the strike until the decree that eliminated the diesel subsidy is repealed. Details with Elena Rodriguez.
This is Damien. As hands braid his hair, the threads of memory are also intertwined. Each turn is a story, that of a people who do not forget, who resist. On this cold night, he decided to march through the streets of Quito, in the name of his brothers who, in Imbabura, continue to raise their voices in protest.
I am here fighting for my mother, because she was unable to study, because she gave me everything she had for my education, but she was unable to finish school. I am here fighting for all those who have nothing to eat. I am here fighting for all students and for all of Ecuador.
No lucha solo.
People do not fight alone. Artists, students, and workers join the 11th day of a protest that challenges the silence and neoliberal measures of President Daniel Noboa.
You have the weapons to perpetuate the privileges of the ruling classes that impoverish our land. You have the strength, and we have the heart. Our struggle is for life, for health, and for education.
Juntos avanzaron hacia el Consejo Nacional Electoral.
Together they marched towards the National Electoral Council, an institution they accuse of tipping the balance in favor of those in power. They fear fraud in the upcoming referendum, where, among other issues, the people will be asked if they want a new constituent assembly.
Today we have decided to walk to the National Electoral Center because we believe, we are sure that what the government is orchestrating is a great fraud. They want to impose a new constitution on us in which they want to take away the rights we have fought for, and for which the working class, women, and feminists have fought for years.
Entre velas y flores levantaron un
Amidst
altar.
candles and flowers, they erected an altar in honor of Efrain Flores, a Quichua community member who died in the protests. They say his name is one who sows hope amidst the pain.
Los líderes que han sido asesinados por el terrorismo de Estado los
We
recordamos.
remember the leaders who have been murdered by state terrorism in every activity, and we are carrying out this national strike. From here, we are with the family, we are supporting them from our trenches. We are always remembering the community member, the leader of Imbabura, our comrade, Efrain Flores.
Cachi de Imbabura, el compañero Efraín Fuérez.
Desde las calles, las voces se alzan con firmeza.
From the streets, voices are rising firmly, they will not back down. They support the decision of the Confederation of Indigenous Nationalities of Ecuador to continue the strike until the decree that eliminated the diesel subsidy is repealed, those detained are released, and justice is served for those who have fallen.
Con imágenes de Henry Pillajo, Elena Rodríguez, teleSUR Ecuador.
2 years after Israel's genocidal attack on Palestine, social movements in Venezuela announced a series of activities in solidarity with the martyrs who fell in Gaza, in the Gaza Strip and the West Bank. Leonardo Urrieta has